So the other thing I have bought is 5 Maroon coaches, which you've already seen in previous episodes. When I reviewed the Class 47, you can now hear, and when I did the track over there. So they have already been out in the layout. I've already tested them, and I paid, I think, around £45–50 for them. So it was about £10 a coach, and mixed reviews on them. They have caused some issues, which I have managed to resolve, and I will just mention how I've resolved them in this video in case you have similar issues on your layout. Now I've got to try and remember which ones they were, because I thought they were very different from the ones I already had, as in slightly different. As it turns out, they fit in absolutely perfectly to the ones I already had. A few of them I do know which ones they are. So if I grab them off the layout, so we have a restaurant car. Ignore the finger mark on the top, that was me cleaning. They do need cleaning. But these are, I think they're mini tricks, I think. Can't see a stamp on them, but I'm sure these are mini tricks. They are metal wheeled, which is what has caused the problems. Problems that I didn't actually think existed on this layout, but turns out they do. On this one in particular, the couplings seem alright, but I have come across a few of them that I bought where the couplings aren't that good, and they may need a little bit of work in their springiness or in the way they sit. So that's one of them. They are quite heavy as well, these ones, to be fair. I believe this is one. This is plastic wheeled. Yep, this is a Trix one, made in Germany. Again, couplings on it were the same. Sometimes with a bit dicky. I've not opened these up or anything like that. I do plan on doing lights in them at some point, but obviously that involves doing a few wheel conversions, because this one has plastic wheels on it. But other than that, more than happy with them. That's 2. I know this is one because it's got a dirty finger mark on the top of it from where I touched it. The oiling wheels up. Again, this one is metal wheeled. Same with the couplings. Some of them seem to show a bit of wear and tear on the coupling themselves. This one's Lima, made in Italy. But metal wheels, which gave me the problems. I am looking at a magnetic coupling set as well anyway. But that's in time. Now I think this is one. I think. But either way, we can run through the coaches. Yeah, this has got grubby finger marks on the top of it. So this is one as well. I did have to lube the wheels up because they were very stiff. They now freewheel very well. I think these are... I think they're metal wheels as well. I'm not too sure. Good detail. And then... Ooh... I don't know which one it is. I'm trying to look on the top for a grubby finger mark. I think it might be this one. But I can't remember whether I had 4 or 5 of them. But this one, it's the same. They're all pretty much the same. Same flaw with the couplings, but, you know, it's something that's... they're getting on a bit now, so they need that little bit of work Any corrections, like I said, I'll put on the screen. Like if I was meant to get 4 instead of 5. I know I got the right amount, but obviously I've had time since I got them to actually making this video. I'm just putting them back on the track now. Stop rolling away. Some of these roll, especially with metal wheels, they roll very easily. But what I've noticed on some of them is the couplings don't like to couple. Or on that new section of track that I built the other week, they're alright at slow speed. I'm having issues with one now. They're alright on slow speed, but on higher speed the couplings come undone because they've not got enough springiness to keep that tension. To say one was there giving me troubles because it doesn't sit quite right. So a little bit of minor work, but you know, they're not new carriages, so do you expect, you know, they're probably a good 5 years, 10 years old maybe. Who knows when they was actually built and done. But as I was saying, the metal wheels on them gave me an issue, and even on insulated points, every now and again when they went over, you could hear the sparking, and occasionally this controller would go into short circuit protection mode. So after a bit of googling on my phone, it turns out that some of the wheels in Mini Tricks and Lima have a slightly wider conical on them, so the metal wheel part of it is slightly larger. I'll show you on this one. So this part of the wheel here is slightly larger, along with, if the gauging isn't set very well, they can short out as they go over the points. I'll show you down here now. So on this one here, it was shorting out because I've made this live at all times. As the wheel would come over here, it was touching this, which is the opposite that current to that one, so it could short out. Now, after a look online, a solution that came was nail varnish, believe it or not. So what we got here is, what you can see is the sparkle in it. I'll get it close. The little bit of sparkle in the line is nail varnish, and all that's doing is it's just touching the very ends of where this metal bit is here and the two metal track pieces going in. So that just makes sure that as it rolls over here, it's insulated from everything else. Now, one of the points that was made online was you may have to keep redoing this. So that's what that one looks like, and this is what it looked like before. I'm hoping that's all in focus. So that makes a difference, and I had to do the same to this point here as well. For some reason it doesn't do it on this one and doesn't do it on this one, but does do it on this one. So I stole a bit of my daughter's nail varnish, just and I mean just a little bit of a dollop on the points if you're having that issue will cure it, but make sure it dries before you run any trains. You don't want it spreading over the layout. Downsides to this, for me, it's not a problem. I've got big locos with lots of pickups. Little locos, if you do a little bit too much, may become stuck on the points because they've lost power. So if you can do the smallest little dabble of it, just to cover where the bits of rail virtually touch, to where the conicals of the wheels will roll over and just touch it, then you're very minimising that area of little connectivity to the rail. Just a tip for you there. So if you come across that problem, that's how you solve it. And yeah, but these coaches, nothing wrong with them. Apart from that one's, don't think that one's on the track properly. Oh. Put that back in the station. I just forget this train reacts a bit better than the other ones. But you can see where they're pushing. They're getting a bit stuck in places. You know. They're not fully dialed in. I think a little bit more work, but I do want to put lights in them. And we'll go through that procedure as well at some point. So I do have a lot of plans for the railway at the moment, but that's a different video. Coaches, tell me below if you think I've got a good deal on them and a good deal on those wagons. I know this is a different video, but you know, I'll link it in if you think I've got a good deal or not. I'll share everything on the screen to do with them so all the facts are correct. And I will deal with the other stuff in other videos. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining us. Please help me build this channel along with our bus preservation channel. It means the world to me to be able to do this as a proper little hobby. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Little trains in a big world, moving slow, chugging through valleys where no winds blow. Painted hills and plastic trees, quiet whispers of old memories. Little trains, little dreams, rolling softly through the seams. Tiny tracks in a giant